Hello and welcome to CSIT 301 Mobile Application Development. This is section 6 and today we'll be talking about UI frameworks. This session will show how to use jQuery Mobile, Sencha Touch and Dojo mobile UI frameworks in a mobile application. At the end of this session, every student should be able to include and use the jQuery Mobile, include the Sencha Touch, and include and use Dojo mobile UI frameworks in a web-like mobile application. The key topics to be covered in this session are as follows: UI frameworks, jQuery Mobile, Sencha Touch, and Dojo Mobile. The reading list have been uploaded onto the Sakai. Now, there has always been a need for UI application frameworks, or the need for application toolkits, because this speeds up development. Now, CSS provides a means to separate page style from page content, but CSS syntax and behavior vary across environments. Also, core JavaScript lacks efficient support for common web or mobile application needs: drag and drop, array handling, animation, and so on. Now, HTML and JavaScript do not provide pre-built UI components and data integration. Each developer must hence develop their own. So by using UI frameworks, you jump this hurdle because these are provided for you and they are cross-platform. Designing and implementing the UI of your application is a vital part of the development process. Writing your own CSS style for each component from scratch will allow you a high level of customization, but requires a large amount of resources. Sometimes it's better to use the existing JavaScript UI frameworks. Here we are talking about the jQuery Mobile 1.3 and above, the Sencha Touch, and then the Dojo Mobile. We'll first look at the jQuery Mobile. Now, the jQuery Mobile is a touch-optimized web framework for smartphones and tablets. It simplifies HTML document traversing, event handling, animation, and AJAX interactions. It can create mobile application screens in a few lines of code for rapid web development. We can see in the screen or on the screen a code snippet and what it would produce. You realize that this is some few code but comes with enough styling for an application. jQuery Mobile is a touch-optimized web framework for smartphones and tablets. jQuery Mobile requires jQuery to run. Now, Work-like client-side framework uses jQuery libraries for internal functionality. By default, the $character is assigned to the internal jQuery in the application main HTML file. If your application does not require jQuery, or if you want to use a different version of jQuery, you can remove the following line. Now, adding jQuery to the Work-like application is quite easy. In creating a Work-like project, there's that point where you get to the Configure JavaScript Library wizard. Now, here what you would do is that you are going to check Add jQuery as shown on the slide. You will check that, and that gets added to your application. When you look at the structure of your application, you realize that in your common folder, you will now have a jQuery Mobile folder. Also, you would see the links, or you would need to add the links to the jQuery CSS and the JavaScript as required. Now, the basic structure of a screen in the jQuery Mobile application is as follows. You will need the header and the footer elements, which are optional. Then you also have the jQuery Mobile renders the page at runtime. All the required styles are automatically applied. So you will need to just use the data row property on your div element and say this is a page. Then you use the data row to specify whether it's a header, a content, or a footer. Now, based on the names that you give these divs, the styling or the appropriate styling is applied. We'll now move to talk about Sencha Touch. Now, Sencha Touch is a user interface JavaScript framework that is designed for mobile applications. is based on web standards HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. It enables developers to quickly and easily create HTML5 based mobile apps that work on Android, iOS, Windows, and BlackBerry devices. For you to work with CenterTouch, you need to add CenterTouch components to your application and add the references to your head section of the main.html file. So all you need are the JavaScript files and then the CSS files, and put them in the CSS and JavaScript folders respectively. Then using a script and a link tag, you include them in your header or your head section of the main HTML. Then you can proceed to now build your application or your UI with CenterTouch. Displayed here is a sample or a code snippet that will create a similar page like what we created previously with jQuery. We'll talk now about Dojo Mobile. Now you can use Dojo Mobile to rapidly develop mobile web applications with the appearance of the native device on the following environments. We have the iPhone, the iPod, the iPad, the Android, BlackBerry, and the Touch. Now Dojo Mobile is part of the Dojo Toolkit, which the Dojo Foundation develops and maintains. Worklight Studio includes a Dojo Toolkit package and tools that can be used to develop mobile web applications. To add Dojo Mobile, still on the Configure JavaScript Libraries wizard, you would need to tick or check Add Dojo Toolkit. Now by doing this, Dojo Mobile or Dojo Lib folder gets added to your application, and you can proceed to use that. Thank you. This session, we've covered UI frameworks, we've looked at jQuery Mobile, CenterTouch, and Dojo Mobile. See you next time.